Aloha. So check it out. What are we doing today, Jeff? Hey, we are in southeastern Ohio, and I connected back with an old friend of mine, Mike Sheffer. Now understand, Mike Sheffer and we grew up in a little town called Pleasant City, Ohio. And dude, we were rock hounds. We used to go after different types of rocks we thought was neat, fossils, stuff like that. And you know, once we went in the Marine Corps, we kind of lost contact. Well, I met back up with Mike, and guess what? He's still doing this stuff, but on a bigger level. So today, Mike said he's gonna take me out to a spot, and we're gonna dig for Flint, I think it is. He'll explain it. So let's go in and meet Mike and see what he's doing. Yo, Mike, you back here?
Hey, Jeff.
Hey. Check out this freaking room. He's still digging rocks, that's for sure. There's Mike. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
You good, buddy?
No.
Hey, Ben.
Good, man, good. How's everything going with you?
Good.
What are you doing, man? What do you got?
Right now, I'm just finishing up working on a few crystals and cleaning them up and cutting crystals and...
What is this? What do you got in front of you there? What is that?
These are just little quartz crystal fragments that I was cleaning up, getting some of the iron oxide and stuff off of them.
Those are pretty neat. That's neat. What is this stuff?
The majority of this is Flint Ridge. There's some agates in there. This is a Kentucky agate. That's Picasso marble. That comes from down around Georgia. And I got rocks everywhere. It's stuff I find. And
Well, he's got all kinds of crystals in them and stuff too, huh?
yeah, these are some of the samples after I get them cut, and then they have to be ground and polished yet. And they start off kind of like this over here. There's one big piece when we get them up out of the quarry.
Look, I'm tripping over everything and stuff. He's like, get out of my way.
I got rocks everywhere.
Look at this.
But there's
Look at some of these pieces here. Oh, you guys can see them.
Those are some of the bigger ones.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, these were all. This was all, and all of that. This was all one quartz geode. Started off as about 1,000 pounds, and I just break it down and break it into. Take big rock, make small rock.
Oh, that's it. So you were in prison. That's cool.
Yeah. Not yet, but I might be there for the end of the day.
Hey, so what do we look? I'm falling. Look at all this stuff, man.
Yeah.
So
this is arrowhead napping stuff.
So what are we going to do today?
Today I thought I'd take you out to Flint Ridge. It's out in Brownsville, Ohio. This is where the flint comes from. It's the only place known in the world where this specific type of flint comes from. And this is the official gemstone of Ohio, which is Flint Ridge. People think that it's just flint, but it's actually Flint Ridge. We have 3 or 4 different types of flint in Ohio. We have Flint Ridge, we have Coshocton. There's a piece of.
So we're gonna go dig flint today, and well, that's pretty. See, now that's the flint that I know.
That's Coshocton. This is the most common type of flint in Ohio.
Yeah, that's the stuff that you go and you see people making fires with and all that. So.
And this stuff works great for that too. I do bushcrafting and survival, and I make flint kit, fire kits, and
cool.
Yeah, it all sparks.
All right.
So today I thought we'd go out there and see the ancient quarries, the ancient pits that the First Nations people dug and left, and then we'll join in the fun.
Awesome. But we're not digging in a historical society's place or nothing like that. This is.
No.
That's okay.
No.
I was like, okay, so we're gonna bleep out a lot of where we're at, and you may see us in camouflage,
but we would be in jail before the end of the day.
Yeah.
No, the Flint Ridge area, it's approximately, if I remember, 9 miles by a 2-mile section of geography. And where the Historical Society property is directly across the road is where we dig.
Okay.
It's of course it's private. There is no public place to dig Flint Ridge anymore. There's one place, Mrs. Nether's farm, where a person can go and dig by hand, and I think it's 50 cents a pound, something like that, whatever. But
that's pretty neat.
But we're going to actually go and get a tour of our private quarry and see how they did it and how we're going to do it.
Cool. So you guys ought to like this. Stay tuned. Ought to be a hoot. Okay, so we pulled in. We got Mike in his truck. Look at that. So here's the spot. So he's getting ready. We'll come down here and I'll show you they dug his pit, and this is where they're getting stuff out of that. So this is neat. Cool as that. So it's actually pretty cool. You see all the tailings and stuff. This is all just stuff that's been, this is history of stuff, man, where the Indians used to nap, where they used to nap their stuff. They used to make their own arrowheads and knives and stuff like that. So Flint, dude, Mike gave me a pair of gloves to wear, but you can walk around out here and find stuff right on top of the ground. That's old arrowheads that were being made, and maybe it broke wrong or something, so they just threw it off to the side. It's pretty neat stuff, man. So they got the backhoe out here. I think they're gonna do some chipping away at that big part there. I'll show you that here in a minute. Hey, so check it out. So what's going on is Mike and Roy are down here, and they're actually getting stuff that they're getting flint that they can do stuff with. I like the flint, but I also like to have like the crystals on there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can see Mike's put a bunch in the bucket here that they pulled out. I just think that's some neat stuff, you know. See how the crystals come through that and stuff. So that's
Hey, Roy,
that's pretty neat stuff.
Did you put some of these big blocks up here?
yeah,
You want them on the truck?
yeah.
That's good. Mike's doing the heavy lifting. I'm down here with my little piece of quartz. Shh. I'll act like I'm working. Oh yeah, look at the quartz in that.
Now look, see here. There's going to be more quartz here. So if you actually want to dig something,
Yeah.
you can see.
Yep.
And this stuff is notorious. When it has quartz, it's nice quartz.
So explain this behind you again. You guys are talking about, I mean, I could see it's like all pieces and parts in here and stuff, and then it goes solid. It looks like somebody was digging, you guys said?
Yeah, the Indians dug this here all and piled it over here, and they were digging it from here, so they just threw it back this way.
So that's the tailings then?
Yeah, and I don't know about the dirt. Did white man push that in there later, or was it just finally got covered over?
Maybe a flood or something in there?
Yeah, but some of this flint is just as good as the stuff, and I don't know why, but it is. Well, that does not look good. That's probably why it's laying there. See the lines?
Oh yeah.
So they didn't want it.
And what he means by the lines is because the Native Americans were looking for flint that they could
Solid.
nap.
Total
Okay.
solid.
So it needed to be in thick plates that they could reduce it down to the tool that they needed. And when you got flint like this, that exhibits all these lines, these are all fracture points and weak points. So as Roy just showed when he busted that off,
Right.
while the quality of the flint's excellent,
Yeah.
it's worthless when it comes to making a tool because these are all
It'll
going to be
fracture and off
right.
and break.
And so you can't control the
Right.
fracture piece.
That's pretty neat. So this is pretty neat, guys. You can actually see the whole thing, and where Roy's at right there, you can you see right behind him. See that? See how this all stops right there, and then it goes solid again down here. And then this is the whole piece of flint. So this is like one big piece of flint right here, you said?
It's just a big old glob that was a bog or a lake bed at one time, and it just pushed it up over just thousands of years to where, you know, it's on a hill now.
That's pretty.
But this is a sedimentary type flint that's actually in a ledge or a layer, and it's, you know.
I just think that's pretty neat. Look, you can even see the.
We seen where it pushed it evidently from the bottom up through and that's where we find the best flint.
Huh.
And like that piece, that's why these knobs here, evidently, some of it got pushed up through.
Yeah.
Just never know.
Right. But what we've seen, and I think I have a video of it a couple of years ago, we were digging, and on top of this, on the very outer top of the flint, you'll have your cortex. It'll be like a limestoney type sand, chalky material. And when we got to the Flint Ledge and we cleared it off, you could see where Native Americans had cleared that cortex out to get down to the flint. And they had a spot worked about this big around, and it was just obvious as day, you could just see it. And then you could see where they was actually working the flint, and they got into maybe 6 inches. So they come down, whatever, 8-10 feet to get down to the actual material, and they worked a spot the size of a fire ring, and they got 6 inches off.
Right.
It's amazing.
But that's all they needed.
What? No, it was because because they couldn't get deeper.
Oh.
They had. It's kind of like the law of diminished return. I mean, we know how they dug it by hand to get where they got, which is an amazing feat in and of itself. Because when you see what it's like to dig with modern heavy equipment, you instantly say, no way can you dig this by hand.
Right.
And obviously you can. It just shows the amount of blood, sweat, and tears and the determination. But you also have to think back and remember, at that time, this was its own industry. This was gold. This was currency. This is what fueled the whole area. Because the Indians that were here, if they had control of this area,
they controlled basically the firepower. That's it.
They're the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
They.
That's pretty neat.
Like sometimes I'll take these like this, and I'll swallow this off. Sometimes you don't want to break them apart because it's going to take away from the appearance of the quartz.
Right.
Where they have vacancies where you got the bugs and the separations in them, then you know.
Right. Well, it's just pretty neat.
It is a beautiful. Yes, it's amazing too.
So you're gonna come in here and he's gonna tick, 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 tick all over that and see what we can take off of that. Ought to be pretty cool.
Yeah, some of it on this edge has got some of the rust in it, but these blocks here are nice. You got a ton of color too.
What do we got, Mike? What'd you guys get out of here?
Some real high grade, pretty Flint Ridge.
What is it?
You can see the coloring right here, the banding. This will be real bright red, blue, yellows. Once it goes through the heat treating process. And right here, this piece.
Let's see what you pull that apart. Let's see what you guys got in that.
This piece that off the head that he just broke through. You can see what we're looking for is block thickness. See how thick the plates are. And then, of course, the silica grade's always most important.
The sun so we can see that a little bit. Just turn yourself. There you go.
Yeah, we need a bucket of water too.
Yeah.
But as you can see here, the coloring in that.
Pretty neat.
And you can see, we call it rust. It's just iron oxide. It's where the flint didn't form, and that's obviously no good. But without that, this wouldn't have the color that it has.
Huh.
Because that's like the doorway.
What's
you
this?
can actually see. You can even see how it's like the doorway to where the color starts coming in from the mineralization when it's forming.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
What's the black down here? Is that just wet, or is that, what is that?
That would be the edge. That's it. That's non-formed flint, because you'll see that even like in heads. Like you'll have a formation, and you'll get to a spot where the process stopped.
Right.
and sometimes you'll have seams that go in between the heads.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you never know what you're gonna. It's like a box of chocolates, I guess.
Oh, look at that.
That's just part of the Flint. That's just part of the knob. That's part of the Flint formation.
Look at that. How cool is that? Can you guys see right there at the top? Dude, that is freaking cool.
So when you see that, you're gonna know there's probably going to be somewhere else, and sure enough, there's.
Look at that.
Yeah, you get the clay and stuff cleaned out of there.
That is so cool. Notice I got my glasses on because I can't see. I'm old.
Here.
I can't say that because Mike's just as old as I am. I'm as old as he is. Or
I'm in better shape.
he's in. Yeah, look at him, little rabbit. I'm like the fat guy trying to roll my butt up over the top of the pool. All right. Here's the bucket, boy.
Here's a bucket.
All right. What do you think, Roy?
It's hot over here in the top.
Yeah, so I'm in the shade. Smarter, not harder.
That's right.
Look, if you took the time, which is not what we do, but I just know it from experience, if you take the time, you start seeing the quartz veins, and you follow them, you're going to get to a nice quartz formation.
Right.
Here's a piece right here. The backside, and you can see right here, and you can see how the flint fractured, because it's naturally going to fracture along that weakest point, and the weakest points where the water and the mineralization is going through, forming the quartz.
But not, that's what the Indians were looking for too. Solid flint.
You said just that one line on the side, though. That would have been kind of chipped away on that. And
yeah, but you know, most of the arrowheads weren't very big to begin with.
right.
And you can also tell, Roy knows, you can tell when you see a line, it may or may not be a fracture. And if the line is healed, which means reformed together, it'll be solid. So sometimes a line isn't a line, if that makes sense.
Sometimes a line isn't a line.
Sometimes you can see a line that you can work with. You can work around it.
Sometimes you can flake it off, and sometimes, like those, stay right in the point when you make an arrowhead.
Say that again?
This is a piece that we knocked off a little bit ago, and then I just flaked it down to a blade like the Indians would have. You can see, some of them they just left like that for tools.
But that's razor sharp on the edge there.
It is.
Wait, I'm using the wrong hand, Mike. I got to use my glove.
Absolutely.
That's razor sharp.
Yeah.
Well, it takes one time to misjudge that distance and show you how razor sharp.
Yes, that's for sure.
There's a plastic skin doctors, what do we call them? Plastic surgeons. That's what they're using now. Obsidian blades and because I can't remember the magnitude sharper than a scalpel.
There we go. Look at that. You see right through that.
Yeah.
I think it's probably sharp as can be too, huh?
It is. The edge is.
It's like
I've reached in a bucket with that stuff in it, and that edge was just
fillet you.
like a razor.
What do you got? Oh yeah, see?
Quartz opening, and you can see how it formed all the way through.
Oh yeah.
And that'll continue on down in that rock somewhere because this
That is so neat.
fell out of a.
Look at that. So check this out. So Roy was sitting there chipping away at that and basically it's a spearhead, or it can be used as a knife. How cool is that? Just made us. We're standing there talking. That's cool stuff, man. I'm gonna put it in the truck so I don't lose it. See, look at that. Carbon TV, baby. Yeah. Hey, Mike, so this flint is unique in a lot of different ways. And I mean, what makes this unique out here?
Flint Ridge is unique in that it's the only gemstone quality flint in the world. There's lots of different types of flint. Almost every state's got flint, different types of flint or chert. But Flint Ridge, this deposit, for whatever reason, is one of the highest silica contents of any flint. That's why flint knappers like it. but the colors and the patterns, you just don't find in Flint. You'll occasionally find yellow flint from like England and Ireland, different places, but not the range of colors, rainbow of color, every color in the world you can think of. And it's also rare in that it's the only deposit known in the world. It's relatively, you know, very small area. And there are artifacts all over the place. You generally don't find arrowheads, but you find the hammerstones, and you find cores, and you find a lot of the blades that they made and used.
So a hammerstone, you're saying, is just, it's a rock that they use to just that, be able to hammer this stuff out. Right?
It's actually made out of green granite that they found in the Licking River.
Granite's hard, so that would work.
Right, and it's real heavy. And we got some over there that we found.
Cool.
And then like right here, look.
What is that?
You see how this was, it's in a rough formation of being rounded. And you see those flakes, those scar flakes right there.
Okay.
How they're angled. This was the start of what would be called a core. And this is what the Native Americans actually used and carried. They would take a piece of flint. They didn't carry it around sharpened. They carried it around in a block. And then when they needed a blade, they would just snap a single razor blade off. And that's what this is at least it's what started to be a core. Right here.
What is that thing?
See how it doesn't fit in? That's green granite. This was made by Native Americans. This is a piece.
That's a hammerstone, you call it.
This is a hammerstone.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And a piece this size, and you can tell they put hand holds or finger holds, and one this size would have been used to actually
snap
their blade, chip their blade.
That's freaking awesome.
And you can always tell because they don't.
Yeah, it's out of the ordinary.
They don't, and green granite doesn't naturally occur in round balls like this. Put it in your hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fits right.
Dude, that is pretty neat.
So some Indian made that.
Fits just like that.
So there you got a good artifact to take back.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, hey. So what we have is a lot of this stuff that we just got. Roy made. Dude, this is freaking awesome.
Pretty killer.
But
it's roughed out, not quite finished, but still pretty cool.
Well, I just like it like that. I think it's neat, you know. But so I don't know. You think you can kind of maybe clean some of this up and?
Yeah. I'll do my magic on them. I'll clean them. I'll heat treat this big one. We'll clean them up, cut them, grind and polish them, and you can see the final product.
Okay.
Now these two, obviously, since they're proper artifacts, we'll just clean them and leave them as they are.
Okay. Well then, you do your stuff, and I'll see you. Thanks for taking me out, man. I'll see you in a couple of days. We'll see what comes up with.
My pleasure.
Okay. My buddy Mike called me back up. He says, hey, he goes, I got your stuff done. Stop by the house. I said, okay. So let's walk back and see what he's doing. This ought to be pretty good, huh? Because it's Mike. You don't know what's going to happen. Yo.
Hey.
What are you doing, man?
Making a mess.
I brought my camera. Look, in your face kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah, in your face.
What are you doing? What is that?
A piece of Flint Ridge.
Oh, you just cut a piece off of that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Square it up and see what kind of goodies we got inside.
Get my eyeballs out. Well, that's pretty neat.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yep.
But I'll wash them.
You. So you called me. You got something for me.
Got you some goodies.
All right. Well,
Stuff down.
go wipe your hands off, dude.
Yeah.
They're all nasty and stuff. So I got my eyeballs on just so I could see them. That's pretty cool. Got stuff on the floor. So what do you got? Dude, I'm stepping all over. I won't get cut on this flint, will I?
Yes, you will.
Oh, psh, whatever. You're not my boss. Don't tell me what to do. So.
Here's some of the.
Oh, is that the stuff that we?
Yep.
Some of the stuff. I'm gonna stand on the other side here.
Yeah. I'm gonna slide this over there.
Look at them fine feet with the.
these are rough cut specimens that I need to be round and hollow.
Oh wow, look at all this stuff. And this is all the stuff that we got out there.
Yeah, a lot of that, the red and the green. And then here's your stuff that you
Oh yeah.
collected. There's your core.
Look at that, how cool is that?
There's your flake.
That's the one I found,
That's
yeah.
the one you found. Here's the hammerstone. The
That cleaned up. Can you see any marks on it? Or
green
like,
granite. Yeah, you can. You know, you put it in your hand. You can feel the handhold. You can see all your.
yeah.
You can see the work surface,
Oh yeah.
and you can see how you use different parts of the tool for different functions. But yeah, it's a pretty good example.
That's neat there. Oh, that's that little flake piece that we had on a.
Yeah.
I'm all excited like a little schoolgirl at it's prom. Whatever. Look at that. And that's like a rose cord almost, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, what is that?
It's the iron oxide, comes out when you heat treat it. And I only ground and polished to one side because of the thinness of it. If I'd done the other side, you'd see the fracture.
That is so cool. That's
Here's
so
your,
neat. Oh, that's the one Roy did, huh?
Your 32nd spear point.
He just said, dude, that was the craziest thing. He's like, chip, 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 chip. We're talking, chip, chip. Yeah, this is a chip. And then he goes, after the cameras were off, camera's off, he goes, hey, here you go, Jeff. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Because Roy is like well known and around the world for doing this stuff, right?
He's one of the best in the world.
No way.
Hands down. Here's one of the big pieces that you and I got grabbed and brought back after it's heat treated to give you an idea.
How cool is that?
So we're gonna slab saw
Look at
that.
the colors in that thing.
Yeah, and as we cut it, and probably we'll just show more blue and some more yellow, or may stay red and white. You never know. It's like a Tootsie Roll.
It's brown and chewy.
Maybe it was a different type of candy.
Okay. I think you've been down in this. You've been down here at Rocks too long, Mike. I'm just saying. This is all Flint. This is not church. This is not.
This is all Flint Ridge. This is just Flint Ridge that has the quartz veins in it, and you can't nap, but you can make pretty stuff out of it.
I like pretty stuff.
I like pretty stuff.
We like pretty stuff.
Pretty women and pretty Flint. Here's some samples of some of the green flint that we pulled out of there.
Of the what stuff?
Of the green flint.
Oh man.
That when you and I were over. We spray this.
How cool is that? Is green, huh?
Green. It's the rarest color in Flint Ridge.
Look at that stuff. What about this fly buzzing around? Is that from there too?
That's a snack for later.
That's flying raisins. Try to get that without the. Hold your hand a little bit to the side. There we go. Try to catch that glare off. Oh man, that's unique in that fly. Look at that fly.
Pretty stuff, yeah.
Where'd he come from?
That's Flint Ridge fly.
Flint Ridge fly.
Flint Ridge fly.
I thought I saw color in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
That's probably Lyme disease.
Look at, dude, how cool is that? That's pretty neat stuff. I got a little piece.
That's my going to be my Eddie Van Halen necklace.
There it is.
The Eddie Van Halen cufflinks.
There it is. That's awesome. I'm gonna put those there because.
This one will probably have a lot more quartz in it. Big quartz vein.
But for napping and making arrowhead stuff, this stuff is worthless.
For big arrowheads, you can nap small arrowheads, but yeah, typically flint nappers don't like quartz.
Yeah, that just kind of assumes it. Well, hey.
You're great, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Good gracious, dude, I haven't seen him for freaking...
Last week?
Since last week. It's been crazy how long it's been. But hey, I want to tell you guys, hey, thanks for watching. Mike, thanks again for taking me out. I appreciate that. Dude, that was how crazy.
Anytime. It was great.
I love doing this. We grew up doing this stuff.
Gotta do it again.
And,
do it again
oh
soon.
yeah. If I don't cut my foot off on your piles of rocks. Anyways, hey guys, thanks for watching. Till next time, I'll say aloha and a hui ho.
Take care, man.
Na Yehova oi, a e ho o mai ka I mai, a e mālama mai. Na Yehova e kau mai I ka mālama lama O kona maka ma luna iho o, wa e loko maikai mai ia oe. Na Yehova e maliu mai ia oe, a e haavi mai I maluno.